Yeah. Okay, so welcome everyone to the Mathema 2022 to 23 parent meeting for this school year. So before we get started, we'd just like to introduce ourselves. So I'm Ishani Tharkar, and all of us are in 11th grade at DuPont Manual High School.
I'm Amy.
Hi, my name is Kaya.
Hi, everyone. I'm Angela.
And I'm Yolanda. Ruth is also here, but I think she's having some technological difficulties. But yeah, we are going to be teaching this course for this year.
So some general course information. So as most of you probably know, this is a free course and it'll be online and it'll cover topics found on competitive math exams such as math counts or ANC. And this is an introductory to intermediate course, but since it is for like math counts AMC, it'll be slightly harder than what your child might learn at school. So having a basic sense of algebra would probably help your child. And our classes are going to be grouped by grade level. So there's going to be 3 this year, one for 5th through 6th graders, one for 7th graders, and the last one for 8th graders. And the classes will all cover similar topics, but they might go at slightly different speeds to accommodate for the age differences. And the older classes might learn the topics a little more in detail.
So for our class time and schedule, classes are usually from 7 to 8 p.m. on Sundays. The first class should be on August 28th and they'll end on January 28th. So there'll be no class on the following dates for like breaks and stuff like that. And if you are unable to join a class, that is totally okay. Recordings should be posted on the Google Classroom, so you can always go back and check if you miss a class.
So shown here is the content schedule for this session. So we'll be teaching we'll be teaching counting and probability topics as well as number theory topics. So the first part of the class, the first few weeks, we'll mostly be teaching counting topics. Then we'll transition into probability as well as number theory, and the class will conclude with several basically review sessions, which will have a theme, and there'll be a game based on a game of some type where we will like do practice problems together and review topics that we've already learned. And so the fifth and sixth graders will follow a slightly different curriculum than the 7th and 8th graders, just to accommodate for the differences in the amount in skill level. And notice that 7th and 8th graders, they follow the same topic, but they will be in separate classes. So yeah, and this is just a summary of what I just discussed. And oh, one more note is that the days that are labeled like fun review or fun practice, those lessons may involve like group work or some kind of game that will integrate the lesson with an activity that will help us review topics we've already taught.
And finally, we want to bring up some expectations for our classes. We always try to include some fun and interactive activities in order to make the concepts we teach more memorable, but we also need cooperation from students. So we expect students to be actively participating in the chat and asking questions when they're a little bit confused about something. If your child cannot attend class for a week, please email us or leave a comment in the Google Classroom. And then finally, let your kids know that they should expect to be challenged during this course, since we're going to be introducing many complex math topics, and it's okay to not understand things at first, but we are looking for effort and willingness to learn.
So does anyone have any questions? Additionally, these are some of our important links. So our website has all the past stuff like slides and recordings and also information about us. And then our email in case you have any questions or concerns. And then our YouTube channel where you can access recordings of our past sessions and classes, so you know what we did in the past. And yeah, also a lot of the communication that is important for this class will be received through Google Classroom. So make sure your child has checked that. So does anyone have any questions? And feel free to unmute.
Yeah, Ishani, this is Chirag here. I'm father of Shrey Parekh.
Mhm.
He's very much interested in maths count. He's at Mazik and he has got some trials in the school for getting whether he gets selected in the maths count group or not.
Mhm.
So just wanted to know, let's say that for some reason, in case he is not there in the group that is there in Mazik, so this class he can still attend, but can he participate in those maths count competitions in case he doesn't get selected from the school, or how does it work?
So we just help teach your child the content areas. We don't actually have any like official connections with like the actual competitions with math counts. So your child will still be able to attend our class despite even if your child does not make it into the math counts team at their school. However, you cannot like join a math counts chapter through our class.
Okay. The second question I had was, I'm sure that many of you must be having experience with maths count. Now, in case when so I I am registered with maths count website, so they do have problem of the week. They have some X problems, but first of all, I want to appreciate what you have put in together and the course and everything. Now, when he's working for it, now when he has any questions related to some of the maths count where he's not able to understand something, is it okay to kind of drop an email at the email address that you have provided?
Yes, that would be fine.
Okay, thanks for that.
No problem. Does anyone else have any questions? Okay, I saw a question that was answered in the chat, but just to reiterate, we will not have any mandatory homework. So someone asked, will there be any guidance provided by the students participating in Math Counts tryout that is in September? So our content should help your child better compete in Math Counts. However, there's no like specific guidance we give to any child that we want, whether or not they made it into the math counts team at their school. We don't have like our content is not going to change if you are or aren't in the math counts team at your child's school. We don't have any relationship between the Mazik team and this class. We are former math count. We did math counts at Mazik. So we have like a history at Mazik, but we don't have any like connection or anything. And the math counts dates can be found online on the math counts website. So yeah, but it usually happens around February or March-ish. So yeah. So we do have a list of resources that I believe was sent out in the email that we sent to parents for this parent meeting, or earlier it was sent out, and it essentially has like over 20 tests. So you can find some material there. You can also Google tests and exams for math counts, and that will help. And yes, we are helping students prep for math counts and other math competitions. Thank you. Okay, does anyone have any other questions? Again, by the way, if you don't have any questions, you can feel free to leave. So we don't have any recent tests. We have tests from up till 2020, I believe, or 2019 or 2018. That was simply because you can find those tests on the website. You can just Google them. And we just wanted to put more that you might not necessarily find with a quick Google search.
Hey, this is the college that I think I don't have a question, but I want to say thank you, to all the teachers. Colin had been in this Mathema. I think this is the third session, but I think he had a great time over here, and I think he had more kind of get interested in the Mathema more than the math course in Mosaic. So really appreciate that you guys, all the effort here. And I think to the parents, they're asking a question. So my son, he is not in the math count team as well, but he did, very, I think inspired. He learned more math definitely, and I can see, he had more interest in the in math, kind of subject too. So I think that is a great session. Just my comments here.
Thank you. We love to hear such feedback. Okay. Okay, so about the Google Classroom links, make sure you're checking your students' email. Check their spam. They should have received an email from our email, which is mathemaofficial@gmail.com. But we can resend an invitation to the Google Classroom if you reply to, or if you email us with their specific email. Okay, in high school, you can do AMC 10 or 12, and also Mu Alpha Theta, which is a organization that is often in high schools, also hosts math competition. And yeah, I forgot to address this, but if you, we are a free class, but if you do feel like you would like to donate to us to help us fund future classes, we will have a GoFundMe. However, this GoFundMe will only be active closer to the end of our sessions, so you can actually experience our class before you donate to us. So yeah, we don't have it up right now, but yeah. So yeah. No problem. Okay, so I will stop